Hello everyone, Dr. Pink here, and we have a day 3 progress update for our Loki free-to-play series with Wukong as our starting champion. Had a couple major milestones. The point of this video is to go over a couple key points that will help you progress in this next week, and then we're going to talk about what we want to aim for in the next coming 2 weeks, and then we're going to essentially show you how to do all your dailies. I'm going to give you an option for just like the casual player dailies, like what you have to do when you log in. And then I'm going to give you like the hardcore free-to-play player, like you're in a free-to-play challenge and you're trying to do your best kind of thing, okay? And that's if you got more time, obviously, to put in every day. All right, so going to our first major update, you will note that our gear here for Wukong is almost all at 16. That was really my first major step after the last video. What I actually did was I pushed to hard campaign 12-3 hard. And if you're not aware, this is where we really want to start farming much more serious XP. All right. And so in the last video, we reached our first level 60 just farming 12-3 normal right here at the bottom left, normal, and right at this stage. And it only costs 4 energy, but you're actually getting less XP per energy than when you're running it on hard mode, okay? And so now we were able to get to hard mode. How did I do that? Okay, so what I did was I said, okay, for science, I'm not going to make any changes to Wukong since you last saw the last video, okay? And I actually made it all the way up to, I 2-starred always. I made it all the way up to here with just what I had in the last video. I didn't change anything, okay? So what did I do? I had Tagore and Wukong, and I essentially just had them duo every single stage. It takes about 400-ish energy to get here, so it took took some energy, took some time, but I was very excited because I want to see, okay, with that build we were using to farm on 12-3 normal with Wukong, were we able to get here, and most importantly, what changes do we have to make to be able to farm 12-3 hard? And I want to invest as little as possible, right? It's because the whole point is efficiency. Our goal, short-term goal right now, is to farm this 12-3 hard so that we get all our champions up, all right? So now the interesting thing is I am running it now with 0 issues, okay, with the gear you saw earlier, all right? However, what I had in the last video was far less upgraded than what I had now, okay? And I actually did this kind of scientifically. I started with just upgrading one piece of gear. I ran it through and I was watching the results maybe 3-4 times, and then if I was losing a match maybe every 5 fights, I said, oh, you know what, let's upgrade one more. And then I slowly went through that process until now I'm at the point where I am not losing a stage ever. What would happen is with maybe like 2 pieces of gear upgraded and the others not upgraded, I was essentially like winning maybe 6 out of 7 or 6 out of 8 battles, but then he would die at the last wave. And so I was like, oh, you know what, let's just do it. I have so much silver because I'm not upgrading anyone yet anyways, and so I just unloaded. Now I should note that my gear honestly is pretty god roll tier, okay? If you check out my bow, for example, look at that. That is really kind of god tier rolls. I got very, very lucky. And so we'll go over it. Notice the trend here, attack percentage. So the interesting thing is I'm using, well, now I'm using the perception gloves, but essentially I was actually using the offense gloves, and it still will work with the offense gloves, but you might be losing one stage here or there, and then I put in the perception gloves, and now I'm not losing anything. And that was my latest update. And you get these from logging in on day 3, these gloves, okay? So I honestly got really lucky, like god tier roll luck almost. Look at that. Went into HP percentage, which is really what I needed because I had enough damage. I just wasn't living. And I think crit rate will always be the primary stat here, I believe. And so those are great gloves you get on that 3rd day of logging in. And then my helm rolled pretty god roll, almost perfect. I mean, pretty much. Look at that, 2 on attack percentage, which is great. My shield from the offense that you get, like that rolled pretty dang awesome as well. We'll check out the chest. The chest also not bad at all. Like those are the things I really wanted, speed and defense percentage. And then I'm using boots. Now these boots are kind of whatever, right? I'm just using 3-star offense boots, like white ones I just picked up. This is trash, all right, not great. But know that I'm not wearing an artifact, okay? So if your gear is not as good as mine, you can essentially farm artifacts till you get any artifact form, and that should hopefully make up the difference if you didn't get as good rolls as me. You can also go to your gear and enchant it with runes, which I haven't even done yet. Look at that. I have no need to do this now. I could essentially, but I shouldn't. But you could just like put speed, attack percent, HP percent, and that would certainly make up the difference between your gear and my gear. I have done that not at all right? So know that, of course, we have these masteries that were built in the last video specifically to make sure that we do not right die when we're farming, and that's in the last video. Now, the great news is that we are straight hard farming now and leveling up our core champions. Okay, who are our core champions again? If you have not been watching this series, Wukong. Next priority is Kale, and then we do want Rector Drath and Tagore to be level 40 and then level 50. That's our next priority. And then when we log in on day 7, we're going to get Loki. That is our 5 key champions that are going to progress us through essentially all the content in the early game. It's such an amazing setup. I got Rector Drath again and Tagore, 2 A-S tier plus champions. They're like amazing ass champions, and they were free using the download link from Game Leap. Okay, and I put that in the description below. And so you have to be a new player, and it has to be on a new device, a new account, a new Plarium account, and then you download using the link, and you get these 2 champions, right? And so you get those, and then I used a promo code for Wukong. So we are rocking a serious full team here. The next step I did was you get so many crystals from early game. What I did was on essentially day 3 was put 800 crystals into my second champion. All right, and I'm not going to do this for any more champions after the first 2. Okay, and so here are his current masteries. Obviously, we are building Kale purely for clan boss. I'm going to build Kale with high accuracy and high defense, high HP, and high speed. Specifically, again, for clan boss. I'm not using him as a nuker. That's what Wukong's job is, okay? And so clan boss masteries, very focused on that. Now, the reason I put 800 crystals into the first 2 starters before I did anything else is you want your campaign farmer to have full masteries to make sure you're rolling and leveling your team as such. I need Kale to do some serious damage to clan boss, and so Kale is next priority. And then from there, crystals wise, what I'm going to do goal wise is I'm going to unlock all of these first. The Guardian Ring. The professional players who are more up to date with current times and current strategies will tell you that this is the way. If you know how to use this right, you get so much return out of this, and I can quickly tell you how. What I do is I will put 4-star champions all up in here, 5 of them. I will use XP brews to get them approximately between level 23 to level 25, and then we just need to get them to level 40. Then I'll stuck them in here, and then I will just make sure to log in twice a day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night, get 2 levels every day, and essentially over a week. That means that you are going to get the hardest part of getting your next level 60. You're going to get those 5-star champions, okay? Because you're going to get a level 40. I'm sorry, a 4-star. You're going to get them to level 40, and then you essentially just have to feed in, 4 stars into these guys, and so you got the hard part out of the way. You got the 5 stars out of the way. Then you just need your 4 stars, your 3 stars, or 2 stars. And so this is so huge. And the earlier you do it, the earlier it helps, because you're so much accelerated versus someone else who is not doing this in terms of leveling up your champions, particularly your first 5. and that's how we're going to get to Nightmare Clan Boss within the first month. All right, very, very important. Then after that, I'm going to level up the gem mine to level 3. And know that you are easily going to be able to do this within the first 33 days. How do I know that? Because I did that on my other account just like a little bit ago. Okay, and so the gem mine does not pay off until, I can't remember the math, but it doesn't pay off until like months into this game, all right? And so in the early game, it's all about using the boost in resources that you get in the beginning to its maximal before you start leveling off and tapering off, okay? And so do the gem mine after. On my day 40 account, like this is all maxed already, and so it's great. And honestly, I have so many crystals on even my day 40 account, I don't know what to do with it. I have 1,000 crystals sitting, and I don't even know what I want to do with it, because I've already got my guardian ring, which I did first. I have a full core set of level 60 champions, and more so, 1 or 2 more than that. And so I'm just like, okay, now I'm just leveling people. Like I'm almost up to faction, like leveling my faction heroes up, because I've got my core team already almost done. I need maybe 1 or 2 more champions. I had some good pulls on my other account. But know that that's what we want to do for gems, okay? Crystals, whatever you want to call it. Right, so now that we talked about that, I am not planning to make the 12-3 brutal jump just yet, as in try to go to 12-3 brutal. I don't know if I can do it. I kind of will do it for science, just see what we can do. But I'm honestly just happy sitting here at 12-3 hard, so I'm not really in a rush to get through 12-3 brutal. But know that if you do, it has a better XP yield. But I'm just kind of lazy. I'm very happy with progress, so I'm just chilling. All right. But you could do that. You could make that push. How could you do that? You're going to have to get to go to level 50 probably first, to make sure that you're not wasting energy, because what I want to do is make sure that we're 3-starring the levels as we go. I don't want to have to come back and do those levels again, because that's wasting energy. So you're going to need to go at level 50. Him and Wukong are definitely your best duo for pushing through and making sure you 3-star the campaigns. And then when you get there, you are certainly going to have to get full masteries on Wukong, and then get some artifacts on. And once you do that, I'm pretty sure you will be able to farm, I know you will be able to farm Brutal 12-3 without an issue, okay? I don't think you could farm 12-3 Brutal right now, unless maybe I got to 5-star Ascended, and so we could get an amulet as well as a ring. With good rolls on those, I think we got a shot without having a lifesteal set. No, I still don't have a lifesteal set, right? If I had a lifesteal set, a good one, like that was rolled this good, I would push there now. But we don't, because we don't get one of those anymore when we start the game, okay? And I haven't gotten one from farming Dragon. So my goal is to farm up champion levels. Then once I get that core team to level 50, I would like Kale to level 60 first. But once I get Kale to level 60, I kind of just want to push him to level 60 first. And then once I get him to level 60 first, then I'm going to get, I'll have Loki by then. So I'll be getting Loki to level 50. And then I will be pushing Rector Drath and Tagore to level 50. And while I'm doing that, then I'm going to be really focused on gear. Okay, because with that lineup, we are certainly going to be doing Clan Boss Brutal, getting the highest chest from that, like no doubt in my mind. And I'm not really focused on the lower levels of Clan Boss. I mean, I'm doing my keys, right? Like we're one keying obviously easy, and we are not one keying the normal yet. I've been honestly just been kind of lazy. The rewards honestly are kind of so meaningless from the first 2, and honestly from hard, I barely get anything good from hard Clan Boss. Really Brutal and Nightmare is when the rewards start to be like very noticeable in terms of improvement. So I'm really not like hard focusing, okay, we gotta push normal, we gotta push hard. Not yet. I'd rather just take my time, put my focus, put my energy on getting the levels first, because then I know I'm just going to jump straight to Brutal Clan Boss, okay? And that's where the good stuff is. Right, so we talked about the levels. Once I get the levels, then I'm going to have to get the gear, because we're going to have to go to Dragon's Lair, and we do have a good team with a lot of heals, But realistically, I'm going to need, with my current setup, I'm going to need to get as far as I can in a dragon, ideally like stage 14, so that we have a chance at stage 13, so we have a chance at 6-star gear. So that will be the goal. That'll be the next goal. It's really, in my mind, it's not really worth farming dragon in this early on. You're kind of just wasting energy to like try and get really good stuff. I kind of just want to get one decent lifesteal set and call it a day, or 2 or 3, and speed sets are always nice here as well. So you do want to farm speed and lifesteal. For me, I'm going to do that after I get my levels, because the experience is so much better, obviously, farming the campaign. Okay, and you got to do it anyways. And we're farming campaigns so well right now, it's not even an issue. And so that is the midterm goals and the long-term goals, essentially. Clan boss as early as possible, right? So dailies, let's talk about your dailies. So if you are a beginner, you don't know what you have to do to stay efficient, okay? Clearly, you got to do your daily quests, all right? That's obvious. Do your arena battles primarily. That's where you get the energy. That's the most important thing. All the rest of it is, good stuff as well. Sure, take it. Make sure, obviously, doing your weeklies and your monthlies, very important. This sacred shard's huge when you get there. Then, after that, obviously, you want to make sure that this energy is always never capped out, if possible. Like, log in the morning, burn all your energy when you wake up. Come back in the early afternoon, do some battles, and then come back late again at night, and make sure you're using all your energy. I don't sweat it if I were you in the while you're sleeping, and then put on like an extra software to make sure you're using energy. That's too hard sweat for a casual player. You could do that. I don't. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and just put it on auto, just cause for a certain amount of time, 5 minutes, so I know I'm burning some energy. But it's you don't have to sweat it that hard. Yes, it's energy, but it's a game. You got to live. Don't let it ruin your life, right? Day 1 you can sweat hard. Day 2, but take it casual all the way out, and it's not gonna kill you too bad. All right. Obviously, make sure you're doing your clan boss keys. You get a key every 6 hours, assuming you are not capped out at 2 out of 2. So make sure you're always 1 out of 2. I wouldn't stress about that this early on. If you're only doing getting the easy and the normal, getting 2 keys on normal, 1 key on easy, so that you get the highest chest. That's all you need to do. But honestly, just get 1 key in. Get your easy, hardest chest in the beginning. I honestly wouldn't even stress about doing the normal one here. The rewards are, yes, nice and helpful, but it's not groundbreaking. Okay. Now your arena, you should have your tag team arena open. This one is important to level. What you want to aim for is Drexar, and it's going to take you months. But if you are grinding out your 10 battles a day, you will be essentially able to, at some point, get 1 shard of him per day. You need 100. So essentially in 3 months, a little bit more than 3 months, you will get him, and he is really good, really helps your account, okay? That is your goal here. If you don't do it, I wouldn't judge you. But for example, what you want to do is you only have to do 10 battles. So you can just go in here, find an easy battle, and just spread out your good champions. And then, oh man, I don't even have a lot of good champions here. This sucks. And so just let it go. Just do your best. You don't have to sweat it. He's a great champion, but do you have to, go this hard this early when you don't have 3 teams of good champions? Do what you can. It's important to, if you are sweaty, you are trying to push min-max, yes, get your battles in, very important. But a casual player, just take it a little easy if you like. I'm not making sure I get all 10 of my battles because this is not my main account. If this was my main account, then sure, I would do that, right? But my focus was really the early part, and we're just going to kind of run it and have fun with it until we see if we like the account or not. And so again, I like doing these because if, like me, you can get day 1 level 60 and you can push through the campaign in 3 days, 4 days. Essentially, you can get all your sacred shards that you will get in the early game, open them, and see if you get anything. If you don't get anything, just start over. it's not easy to get sacred shards in the beginning, like first few months of the game, all right? And it's not easy to get good champions. So, but if you want to just keep leveling, rolling for new champions until you get good champions, it's actually a really awesome way to make sure your account is like overpowered for where it is, all right? So, faction wars. Here you have a couple options. I would say always do your faction wars, all right? This, as casual player, this is a must, all right? You always start off with a Dark Elf Crypt in the first couple days after starting a new account, and this is always your starter champion. So you should always be able to at least do the second chest here. This is always important for the first month because you're going to get runes, and even though level 1 speed runes or the level 1 health percent runes help out a lot with what we're doing, okay? So make sure you're doing these, all right? Not only that, you get achievements down here at the bottom that add up. Eventually, sometime in the far, far future, we want to get Lydia. Far, far, far future. And so that's for the casual players, okay? The sweaty players, if you are like a super sweat, what you can do is you can make sure that when these open up, that you will have champions to at least do the first 2 levels from. What do I mean? So you want to plan ahead. So for example, I am not planning ahead, and that's why I had nothing for the Ogrian. But knowing that in 4 hours, the High Elf Crypt is going to open, as well as, where's the next one? Should be one more. I don't see it. Maybe it's another one of these. I don't know which one off the top of my head. But you can plan it out. So, oh, in 5 hours or tomorrow or the next day after that, High Elf Crypt is coming up. Ooh, okay. Do I have any High Elf Champion feed? And so you can go to your feed here and go, ooh, okay. I want to make sure that I don't think I do have High Elf. I want to make sure that I do have a High Elf Champion. I don't have a High Elf. That's funny. But, you know, you want to do your best to make sure that you got them lined up. So that, for example, I have this 3-star level 30. I could just put some crap gear on him and then just run him in there and he'll rock the first level or 2, right? You get it? So you can plan ahead. Go, okay, 4 days from now, it's going to be those. Do I have something lined up? And line yourself up for the next several days, and you're going to be rocking that, and that'll get you a lot of good stuff, okay? So, cool. All right, so that is the sweaty way to play. Know that you should always be checking the current events that will be open. There's always events going on in this game, and make sure that whatever you're doing hopefully aligns with like the events. Otherwise, that's all I've got, I think, for this video. Know that I assumed that we would get first place on the on this beginner challenge. I always do usually, and I'm so shocked that like I am 4th place. I was grinding pretty hard. I wasn't using all my like arena battles, which is what you have to do. But like I was, you know, I grinded level 60 in 1 day. I know that Tyrant Thor spent money because I know like where he was at and where I was at, and that's just not possible. I'm guessing that at least one of these did as well. It's not easy to make up that point difference when I was playing 24 hours. Like I was playing like almost all day. So like that is honestly amazing because I was so far ahead of them. I think they actually spent money. If you actually see this video, you know, they can tell me otherwise. But I think the only reason why I lost is because they spent money is what happened, and we are free to play, of course, right? And it doesn't matter. Like, know that it doesn't matter if you lose that beginner tournament. All you lost was a blue ancient shard. I opened 40 of them on my other account, and I got like nothing really. So like, know that it's not that big a deal. Okay, 1 ancient shard ain't gonna kill you. Otherwise, I hope this video helped you. I'll keep doing progress updates when they're important and they're necessary to make sure that you are on the right path, okay? If you have any questions, leave that in the comment section below. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next one.